Hello everybody, this is Rhedosaurus, and for this new figure unboxing and review we're going to be looking at the Newage number 56. Let's hope I get this right. It's the Jungle Warrior Rhedosaurus, which as you can see is a sludge figure, and of course that's what I'm going to be referring to him as throughout the rest of the video. So with this video what we're going to do, we're going to have a detailed look at him in both of his modes. Help you decide how you want to display him. We're going to compare him with his original Generation 1 self, and indeed some other Generation 1 toys, just to give you an idea, I suppose, of the scale of him. We can then also see how he compares and sizes up to some other Newage figures that have been released by, of course, Newage, as well as seeing how he looks and compares to some other third-party companies' takes on figures as well. So as you can see, loads to get through with this video. So as I pop all these away, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to this channel, if you'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now, please, because it really will help me out. And the other thing is to thank Show's eStore, which is where I purchased this from, and as you can see, they got him to me nice, quickly and safely. And just a quick reminder, there will be a direct link for yourselves to purchase this product in the description. So anyway, just to sort of bring you up to speed, why he's not called sludge. So as you can see, he's made by Newage, and Newage, unlike 3-0 and YOLO Park, etc., who are licensed by Takara to make Transformers, this particular company isn't, so we can't use the correct names, even though we can clearly tell it is a sludge figure. Now he does come packaged in his alternate mode, but I'm going to start the video off in the robot mode because I think it just looks better. So let's have a look at some of the accessories. The accessories that come with him, this is a set of inner leg covers for Grimlock, funnily enough, and the reason for that is he left, unlike this one isn't too bad, but Grimlock had a really bad, I suppose, visible transformation parts, etc. Loads of quite unsightly, let's use that word, unsightly inner leg parts. So Newage are now sending you these so you can cover them up. He has his blaster, he has 2 sets of fists, he also has the claws that you can change if you want to there on the hands, and we've got some amazing googly eyes, which is of course when Devastator hits him in the alternate mode. That is why I'm saving the alternate mode to the end for a change with this video in the moving. So the figure itself, I mean, look, it's beautiful, it really is good. The detail on it is spectacular, the head sculpt is lovely, the lovely blue eyes are there. It does rotate, does it go all the way around? You can see it's on a mushroom peg, so yes it will, it'll go all the way around, it'll look up and down as well. If you move these out of the way, it's hardly hindered at all. The arms will come out all the way to the sides, and again, if it's out of the way unrestricted, these can spin pretty much all the way around as well. Now you're probably going to be surprised with the articulation on this. It's going to be exceptional. You can spin and rotate at the elbow, you can flex at the elbow. I've not even attached the fists yet, but because you can attach them, you're obviously going to have a wrist swivel. There, as you can see, is an ab crunch. There is a waist swivel. If you lift the hip skirts, are they hip skirts? Nope, it's the whole hip part, but you can see it moves up with it. You've got to kick higher than 90 degrees, and indeed, as long as it's not getting obstructed at the back, you can take it out a little bit, it'll kick right the way up. You've got a knee bend, you've got an ankle tilt and rock. It's crazy. These figures are highly articulate, and that is why they command a higher price than your standard, I suppose, deluxe figure, which this is pretty much the same size as, or in fact, just because she's standing there, there's a warrior class figure that's as basic as you want to get compared to that. But as I say, that's why you pay the extra for the articulation. Here is the original Generation 1 incarnation of himself. Now you can actually get a toy version of this, you can get a G2 deco, you can get loads and loads of other versions of this as well, and it's quite surprising that he's just that little bit taller, but you can see the beautiful homage you've got there as well. Right, I'm going to attach these fists because I want to pop the weapons in his hand, and of course you can't do that with the open one, so it's just as simple as taking them off the sprue and slotting it in there. And there, of course, you can see is your wrist swivel, exactly like that. Pop that in, oh, and there you go, spin it round. I'm not going to change the claws over because I like them the way they are. I can pop the blaster in. Now the only crazy thing that I'm not going to show you, but I'm going to tell you, it's a little bit confusing, is inside the inner plastic bubble there's a space for a sword, but he doesn't come with a sword at all. Maybe that'll be with an upgrade kit in the future. Right, there he is in robot mode. Let's bring out some other Newage figures, which I've just got dotted about just to give you an idea of the size of him. I've not put Ratchet's hands in either yet, so you can see The scale for this is brilliant. Now what these do is they go for the scale that was on the cartoon. So of course in the cartoon the Dinobots were bigger than Optimus Prime, hence him being bigger there. So the scaling sort of really works with these. I say they pay more attention to that, especially in the robot mode. It's really hard to get, of course, the alternate mode scaling, as we found out with Hound. No, not too bad. Hound's all right, but with more their take on Omega Supreme, which was Michael, he was called. Right, let's bring in some G1 figures. So there's a G1 Bumblebee. There is a current Micromaster. There is a current Core class figure, so you can see he's quite a bit bigger than them. And then, as I said, very quickly, just to finish off the robot mode section of this particular video, there's a Magic Square Trailbreaker, a Iron Factory Mirage Sheen, I think they've called him, and a Dr. Wu Ultra Magnus. So all of these are not licensed by Takara. They've all got different names and they're all at different sizes as well. Very, very quickly, one last figure comparison, just in case you only collect G1. There's the G1 Optimus Prime, which is of course a lot bigger. Right, not much more to say about with the robot mode. I'm sure you'll agree it's lovely. I'm going to move it out of the way. Before we look at the alternate mode, let's look at the packaging. So this is basically a brilliant take on the original Diaclone packaging that these figures came in. There you can see the alternate mode. There we can see, funnily enough, him being picked up by Devastator. That's, you can just about make that out there. And there's a lovely product shot there as well. And again, same images on the top. Right, what we need to do now then is come back and have a look at him in his alternate mode. Okay, we're back, and as you can see, he's in his beautiful looking alternate mode. I just want to quickly apologise for no transformation process on this video. The two main reasons is to keep the main length of the video down, which I'll come back to in a second, but the other is, with it being a brand new figure, I don't want to spoil it for anybody who doesn't want it spoiling for themselves. So I've uploaded a separate tutorial video which will show you the exact process of it, and this again then ties in with part number 1. The transformation process takes ages. As you'll see, the video itself that I've uploaded is probably longer than this full review, to be honest. And the other thing why I've put it up is because on the instructions it only takes it one way, so I've took him back to alternate mode as well. And all I will say about the transformation process is it's very clever, because his robot arms are tucked away inside there, whereas these here, the dinosaur legs, are completely separate. Believe it or not, there is another set of arms inside there, so it's worth a nose just to see how clever it is. Right, with regards to articulation, it's really good. I mean, if I want to be negative, which I can't really, it's from the outside it looks really good, and round at the bottom it's just a little bit square, but that is due to how much stuff is going on underneath and inside here. I'm not going to moan or complain about it, because at the end of the day it is the underside, it isn't even visible, and it's really, really clever. Articulation is insane. So you've got tail 1, 2, 3 parts. You can even get the end and you can spin this around as well, as you can see. Then you've got the hind legs, which will go out to the side. They will go all the way around. You've got like a mini sort of knee bend. You can move the claws. You can obviously do that on both of these. You can even do it on the front as well, so you can move these out. You can bend at the knee as well. There's like a couple of places you can bend, as well as the toes and at the ankle, the neck as well. 1, 2, 3 different places. Articulation in the jaw. So as I've just said, very articulate, very good looking, and very, very impressive. They've also added this, which if you lift the front up, you can spin this around. So of course you've got cartoon, and I think you've got, even though this isn't the toy deco or the eyes or whatever, you can change the eyes, which is perfect. That's a brilliant other little bonus that we've got. I'm going to turn them back to blue, but I am going to show you the googly eyes in a minute. So that's why I've literally saved the alternate mode for the last bit, because I want to end on it, to be honest, because I think it's just really clever. Right, you can see that that's on a little swivel, which is, again, a lot of the problem with these is I've just got stumpy fingers and I just can't do anything with them. That's regards to transformation, and all the gimmicks on here as well. I've nearly got it back. You'll see a lot of people, funnily enough, on their Weibo pages with like tweezers or spudges or whatever you want to call it, changing things and moving things. For just my normal stubby fingers, it doesn't really work. They've got that lovely detail there. I haven't even brought it in, which is pretty much copying, you can see there, that from the original toy. In honesty, it's a little bit bigger than the original toy. We're obviously lacking chrome, but that's because this is the cartoon edition. The chrome version will of course have the chrome. You can see, yeah, they're pretty much about the same, but again, the articulation on it is totally different. Width wise, it's thicker because I said obviously he's got his hands on the inside, whereas obviously this, they were tucked on the underneath. Just clever, isn't it? And it is pretty much exactly the same size. Now I know this is a different deco, but this is Newage's take obviously on Grimlock, and they pretty much scale quite well, to be honest, as you can see. So they're going to come, this Dinobots are going to come along really quite well. With regards to some Generation 1 figures, just to give you an idea, it's, again, it's the same height as a Generation 1 figure, so it's not going to scale with these at all. It will, of course, scale with your Newage figures. There you go. There's a Jurassic Park scene for you. Power Glide is tiny. And then I know that's the shattered glass version. I will get around to doing a video on him soon. And again, so all of these are Newage figures, just to give you an idea of some scale and some size. In fact, one more. That's the important one, isn't it? There we go. He fits there. And then I'm just going to take away these, bring in a few others. Again, just to give you an idea of size. So Magic Square, Iron Factory. And there's not much point doing these because it's a different size of scale, but it's always good to see a little Doctor Wu figure. Right, final part, and again, the main reason for me doing the alternate mode last, and I was going to try and fit a Devastator in, but the G1 Devastator doesn't have the articulation, and the Combiner Wars one is just huge, so it doesn't fit. But here we go. What we can do is we can lift up that socket there for the eyes. You can then slide this along, and then you can close that into position perfectly. There's your googly eyes, and of course it is exactly that. Well, that's after he smashed him. There is Devastator on the back of the box picking him up. There we go, guys. Not much more to say about this particular figure. I am actually going to refer you to the transformation process video purely just to see how clever it is. It's got to be the most clever transformation process in the third-party figures I think I've come across. To be honest, it is great. Let me know what you think in the comments, and of course, guys, take care.